Hello. Okay. So yesterday we did some progress. I'll just get the preview here. So this is what we did yesterday. So today I'm gonna be adding these things. So we gotta animate the bird. Then we have to add some vines / ivy climbing up, or I guess wrapping around the windows. And then maybe clouds and a moon as well. But I don't know if it makes sense to have a moon. Did the audio just cut off? No. Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to have the moon in this time of day, where the horizon is kind of bright. But we'll see. Okay. So we got this bird that we made yesterday, and I gotta animate it now. We could apply stuff here, but I don't think we're gonna need to animate the legs at all. It'll mostly be this part here. Could also add some wings to it. Right now it's kind of just one mesh, but we could easily maybe like make a cut here, maybe, or no. Could just take this part and then duplicate it and separate. Okay, that's on. And just kind of just match the feather. Doesn't really have to be perfect because there's not much visibility from the angle that it is like visible from, like from the camera. It's just like this, and it's very small. So I'll just kind of move these closer to the mesh. I could also maybe do face nearest, and that should work as well. So now they kind of just merge to the closest mesh like this. I'll just lift them up a bit though. I don't want it to be extremely like close. Something like this should work, I think. And then we just mirror this on the other side. So now if I add like an origin point, for example here, I can just do this. Okay. We could apply the subdivision on this one, and the mirror as well on this. Now in the story itself, it said it had a human eye, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure how that would work on a sparrow. Like, I guess it was like super tiny, but even if I did add it, it wouldn't really be visible. Like if I isolate this and then go into render view. It's mostly in the shadow anyway, so I don't think it would work that well. So it's not worth the hassle, I think. So I'll just join these together. I'll have the wings separate, and then I'll make a simple armature. Let's do here. Basically just 2 bones, like this. Also, is this rotated properly? No. Okay, now it is though. Okay. Alright, and now I can just do automatic weights. Okay, that didn't work. I don't know why. Oh wait, I do know why actually. It's parented to this. Okay, then is there an option for that? No. Okay, then I'll just need to unparent this. And I suppose that would be the same for the wings. Okay. And then we just parent it back. I think the wings should be parented to the bone, like this, rather than the weights. Okay, and then we just parent this to the empty. So now we just move that back. So now I can animate this. I suppose I could look up some videos for reference. Oh. Okay, I didn't mean to look up a game. I mean like the actual bird. Okay, it's very quick, and they are kind of like stepped animation, I guess. You can see it kind of do that movement, which is very segmented, I guess you could say. Yeah, okay. That's pretty easy. So I think for this I'll just have stepped animation, which means like if I put up a graph editor here and then I start animating this, let's say, I don't know, change the position like here. And then here. Not too much though, I think, like a little bit should be okay. Also, let's rotate this. But it's like looking at the camera. So now if I look at the graph, it's like interpolated, so it looks like this. But if I change this to constant, now it's like this. But there is some movement in between, so it's not entirely like immediate. So I'm just gonna adjust it for that. I have never tried any of these, by the way. I don't know what these do. I think if I make more subtle movements, it should be better, so that the difference isn't as drastic. I think that would help with the realism. Just like tiny movements should be okay. I'll have to change that again, but that's fine. We'll also try a Bezier approach. Let's see. So let me do individual and then do like this basically. Now it looks like a TikTok edit. Okay. I mean, that works. But then we gotta make sure to change it back to the first frame, so it loops. Like this. The wings are clipping, so perhaps I should try doing the weight approach for it. I mean, they're still clipping. I mean, we can just like move it a little bit to the left. That's it. I'm thinking if I should animate the wings or not. Like this. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I mean, that works, I guess. Not sure if that's how they move. However, let me check. They do move their tail quite a bit whenever they shake. Yeah, they're like very quick with the movements. Okay. I wonder if it would be a good idea to add noise to this. Like if I go here. What's this? Maybe not. I think it was, if it was in specific points, it could be good. Like whenever he moves the head. We'll mark them, I guess. So I know where the head moves. Nice bird model, thank you. Oh. That's a projected image, but it works well in this case. Yeah, I did. We did it yesterday. Okay. Alright, so now I need to animate this. So we just gotta like follow the head movements a bit, not too much, just a little bit. Maybe it would make sense to have it lag behind the head a little bit. If I just like offset it a little bit like this, and give it the same timings, perhaps. I think that works. Still thinking if I should add wing flaps or not. Okay, just gotta make sure to put this back to the original spot in the end. Pretty happy with it, actually. Okay, so that's that. I'll just like mark it here that is done. Then we gotta add IV or wines, either or. I mean, it's the same thing basically. Okay. So for that, I think I could use geoscatter. So let me just do that. All right. There it is. Add to scene. Okay. So now we got this right here. Different IV, which I could just use like as it is right now. It's very low poly already, so I don't think we need to decimate it. Sorry about that. So, I don't know what the best way would be for animating this. I'm thinking maybe a lattice modifier would work. And if not that, then I could just do like an armature, I suppose. But I'll just like arrange these real quick. Like this. Well, I guess the root is down here since the leaves are over here, so I'll just do this. Okay, so that's that, and now I think I'll just kind of place them right now, like position them where they need to be. And we gotta make these bigger though, because they're pretty small right now. Let's do like that is not what I wanted. Let's try. Did I not apply the rotation? Probably not. There we go. Okay, so that works. Now I need to just kind of choose where I want them to be. Let's see. Mainly looking at this preview, because that's what matters. I don't want it to fully cover like this area in the middle, because I think that's a good area for text to be in. So I'll try to kind of keep it this way on the right side, more or less. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Alright. Let's move it close. I guess something like this. Just make sure that it's not clipping through the glass. Okay. That works. Alright. So now we could just join these together, but let's see. I think they have the same material. So before I do anything, I should assign the proper colors to this in here. Roll data. I'll just do this real quick. Okay. So that's that. Now let's do a lattice, I guess. Not really sure if I'll go with this yet, but we'll see. Let's scale it like this. Okay. And now I just add some resolution wherever I want these to deform. I think that should be okay. Alright. Then let's join these together, so it's just easier to work with. Now can I like add a displacement on this? Or any sort of movement? There's soft body, but I don't think we need that. There's wave. That is not what we need. Or maybe, I mean, it could work. Maybe. I'll just change the timing for it. I don't know why that just happened. Okay. Life. Alright. I'm just trying to, wait, is there, what does a texture do here? Did you make the cinematic CreepCast intro? Yep. I did. Okay, let's try and see what this does. Distorted noise. I don't know, it doesn't really affect it. Okay. I mean, can I maybe make shape keys for it? Yeah, I think I can. Okay, let's try. Okay. Right now it's not deforming this because I don't have the modifier that it needs. So I'll just do that now, I guess. There. Okay, I don't know why that happens. Interesting. How on earth did you make that? I've seen a bunch of weird videos you made and they're all super beautiful. What's your method? I mean, I just use Blender and DaVinci Resolve. Blender is this one for 3D, and then DaVinci Resolve is for effects and grading and etc. Like post effects, basically. But yeah, there's a bunch of tutorials on Blender, like a lot of tutorials. So if you want to get into it, it's definitely easy to get into. Okay, let me just figure out why this is stretching, because it's not supposed to. Oh wait, maybe it's like trying to adjust to the radius of this box. Maybe. Could be, I don't know. In that case, we could just do this and get it to be as close as possible. Or it could simply also need more detail, like some cuts in here, for example. Let's try that as well. So what's this gonna be when it's finished? Well, let me just check here. This is supposed to be like a watchtower. This is what we have for now. So we're just gonna add some lines going up this way, which is what I'm doing now. Maybe some clouds in the sky, and also I did animate this bird right now, which came out like this. But yeah, this is supposed to be a background for the CreepCast episode. Alright, let's check one thing here. Let's delete that, and then let's add resolution. I guess maybe it doesn't let me since I have a shape key. Okay, so I'll just add like 2 cuts maybe and see what that does. Let's do that. Okay, now it looks even more flat for some reason. I don't know why. Have you been making all the other of their other backgrounds? Yeah. Well, for the past 25 episodes at least. You can check it like here. These are the ones I made, as well as some music that they have used before. Okay. Alright, what if I do this and then stretch it? maybe. It's kind of scuffed, but it works. Okay, so now let's do a shape key. And we're just kind of gonna make this move a little bit. It's nothing like too crazy. That's awesome. So glad to see them using your stuff, because you're awesome at this. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, it's very fun working with them. Basically just never really like a stressful environment at all. It's just fun. Maybe like some movements like this could work pretty well. And I think I'll add another shape key for some other parts as well. I'll figure it out. Okay. So right now it looks like this type of movement going on. Doesn't have to be fast. If anything, it's supposed to be slow, so it's less distracting while the viewer is reading the text. So I'll just do this and see how it looks. And then we have to make sure it loops back. Okay. So now I have to kind of break this up with other shape keys. So let's do that. Some of them move inwards, like this, like that. So I'll have these kind of like subframes in between that will make it less linear. Let's try that. Maybe start like from this point, and then do this. I'm trying to find a good point here to loop properly. Now it looks like a organ kind of breathing. Okay, I'll try to maybe give it more frames, perhaps. But at the same time, I don't want it to be like a lot of frames, because that would take a while to render. So I gotta find a sweet spot for the speed. So maybe like reduce this to a half amount, like this. And same thing with this one. And I kind of want to make this part move a bit more, I think. But I don't know if I have enough cuts for that. Let's see. Okay. I mean, that kind of works, but then that also moves the whole thing. But that's kind of expectable, since they are kind of in one pile controlled by the radius of this whole thing. But you could probably just do like a little bit, see how that goes. Just a bit like that. Okay. Now let's do 1 here, and then 0. 0 again. I think that works pretty well, I would say. Okay. So that's that. Let's maybe turn on the background as well. Okay, so that's animated, and then the bird is animated. And now I need like clouds. Which I have a method that I could do. Let me check. So we take noise texture, this, and then we gotta kind of stretch it a bit. Maybe distort it as well. Okay. So that's that. But now the trick is to have it like a shadow basically in the middle of it, while the outside edge is kind of highlighted. So like maybe do B-spline for this, I don't know. Yeah, right now it's kind of like messy, obviously, but I'll just kind of try to dial it. I can also stretch it like this. Okay. That's starting to look good, I'd say. I think maybe just a bit more fall off would work. Okay. I think we also need like a mask for this though. So maybe if I do this, so we delete these ones. Yeah, and that's basically like the mask for it. Okay. So now we can take this here. Okay. Then mix it with the cloud. And then have this mask. Okay. I mean, that's getting somewhere. Okay, let's see. Some blend modes, maybe they will help. Or not. Okay, I mean, this can just be on screen, or not a screen, I mean mix. And then we can manually change the color for the middle here. Which can be like tinted a little bit towards the same color as the sky is. Okay. That was the playlist you're listening to. I made like a stream music playlist. This here. I'm just trying to pick like a good option, basically, right now. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. I think I should use a map range node so I can dial this a bit more. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I'm not sure if maybe this is a bit too dark for the shadows, so let's move this a bit more. Yeah, because I think there's like a harsh edge like around the highlights, which I don't really like. And I don't really like this cloud that is visible right there. So I think I'll also make like a gradient mask for this. Okay. So to do that, we gotta do here, separate, sept. Then we just swap this, multiply. Yeah, it's not quite what we need. I think it's because I'm doing it right now here, while I'm supposed to be doing it after the color ramps. So I'll just do that instead. Okay, how do I do it on both at the same time though? I guess I don't, I just do it separately. Let's turn off the background before my Blender crashes. Okay, then I need a color ramp. Okay, and that's the only clouds we need. Right there. We do the same thing now for this, the mask. Okay. And that should be good. So this is the mask. That's the color. Yep, there you go. Okay. I'm wondering if I should have more light on the background or not. Maybe like a rim light could work, I think. Alright, let's try. So let's do, I guess, area. And let's do lights. I do not see anything. And now I see something. There we go. Could also have it in the same temperature as the moonlight here. So let's do this. So now it's more blue. Scale this up. I'll just basically try to have like an outline on the trees. I don't know how possible that is, but we'll see. Let's do a smaller size, so it doesn't like spread a lot. Okay, it does affect the actual window and everything. So I think I'll just make like a light link for this. Let me find where the trees are. Okay, there we go. So now it's only affecting the trees, which is good. Alright, so the animated parts, I think, are going to be in a separate collection, so they're going to be separately rendered. So I guess if I'm rendering the foreground like this, I may as well separate the background and then merge them together later, as well as the animated parts, which is the bird and the ivy. Okay, I'm not quite done yet with this. I still have to try adding a moon, and I don't know if that's a good idea yet. Okay. I think we do need more trees though, like over there, because it's a bit empty. Okay, so I'll try to do that now. I'll have to adjust the density for this in geometry nodes here. Be careful with this though. Even a tiny value can basically crash Blender. Five. Okay, there we go. That's probably better. You know, either we can have this light or we can just not have this light, and it's gonna be more like a silhouette of the trees, which I kinda like actually. I think it works better in the nighttime theme, I would say. And I think it's a bit more creepy as well. Okay, so I guess I'll get to making the layers. Let's turn off the background, or at least make it act as a indirect light, maybe. So it's not gonna be visible here, but it will still affect the reflections and etc. Let me check if I have this correctly though. There. Where is the plane? Okay, that should be working, but it's not. I guess it's because I don't have transparency on. Okay, hold on. Is the glass not letting me use transparency through it? Okay, well that's a problem. Okay, well, in that case, what do we do? I could use like a transparency fader and then mix that with this. But is there like a way to do this? Blender, glass, transparency. Well, it's not really ignoring transparency.
Hello, this is a video to show how to make press A, the piece of bed, the bed can select the base color, we can choose both, and then
Well, these tutorials aren't really the thing I'm looking for though. Image transparency, I guess, maybe. I mean, the normals are fine. Yeah, no, that's not the issue. How do we go about this then? Let's see. Transmission, volume scatter. I guess I could use like BSDF, like a principal BSDF, if that will work. Okay, so let's plug this into roughness, and then let's plug this into normal, and then turn up the transmission. I mean, it's the same thing. Well, in that case, let's try maybe transparent BSDF with... Okay, we need to mix this and this together, I think. Okay. Then we need to do the mask here. Okay, and then flip that. Well, actually, no, that was actually fine. Okay, so now technically it should work, I think, but I'm not entirely sure if it will. We'll have to just check. I also wanted to add like a border here, so let's do that while I'm at it. Let's turn off the background for now. Okay, that's not good right there. Patch maybe? That's a bit better. Okay. And now I just give this a different material. Do mixer. We could also do a color attribute as well, that's fine. Then we use this. It's a bit too dark, I think, so maybe we could change that to maybe like this. This. Okay. That's pretty good, I think. Alright, so now the ivy also needs to be separate, as well as the bird. Alright, so that's gonna be like the one frame render. This is not gonna be an animation, obviously, since nothing is really moving. And then after that, we can do, let's do like a, I guess, a blank copy of this, and then turn on the background. Alright, I should also make the collection for the lights. So let's do that right now. let's do plates. Okay, that should work. Then we go back to here. That's fine. We're just gonna make sure to enable environment here. Okay, so that's the background layer. Okay, and then let's do animated, which is just the ivy and the bird. The bird also needs to have the nest, actually, so let's go back. Just go. You know, the lights as well. Yep, that works. So I'll have to render like 250 frames of this. I might as well just move this here, so it's 250. That's. I haven't tried the moon yet. We could try that, but I don't know in what way I should do it. Let's also do like another layer where it's like, let's do new, and then let's do all, just for preview purposes. Let's not use this for rendering though. And then let's check. Yeah, turn off transparency for now. I think something feels off here, and I think that may be the glass. Yeah, it's definitely the glass. Let's maybe do color ramp. Try to bring back some of the texture. It sucks that I can't use like transparency through the glass. Unfortunate. Could maybe be because it's like a layered mesh. Maybe if it's like just one like plane, it could work. Nope, still the same. Weren't there trees over here? There should be. Yeah. Okay. You know, this isn't really gonna work. So I think, goddamn, this is not easy. Because like if I turn off the background and let's say I'm using the glass, there's still the environment visible through the glass. So do I do like because we can't really turn off the environment. Like I can't make it transparent because there's no node for that. It just kind of happens. Like if there's no glass here, for example, if I just turn that off, now it's transparent. But we need the glass. That's the problem. So I don't know. I gotta find something about this. Under glass, ignoring transparency for the render. Cycles.
So here's a glass render, horrible. Big thing when you hit render. A background transfer.
Wait, there's literally an option for that. I forgot. It's been a while. Okay. Yep, there it is. But I mean, it's not entirely what we need still. I can adjust it, so that's nice. I think this is basically it. Like, I'll have to render and see. Actually, I just can't really tell at the moment. Okay, so let's go back to foreground. And we're gonna make the sparrow invisible. Which apparently it already is. But it's really not. I guess I'll just turn it off. You do lose some shadow here. So that sucks. But I don't think it's like... Actually, wait, the shadow is still there. Okay, well that's... How though? Isn't this the shadow from the nest? Let me check. Okay, so there's the twigs. And then if I turn it off... Okay, yeah, so it is the shadow. This just makes it look like that's the nest shadow because of these, when it's not. I mean, that works too, honestly. Okay. Although, what happens if, let's say I pick the ivy, right? I click on it, and then I just tell it to not affect transmission or glossiness. Yeah, that works. We could just do that. Let's go back to the bird. So now I just gotta do the same thing with the bird. There we go. That's all we needed. Okay, so that's ticked here, which is good. And then the animated ones. I think it's fine if I don't use the environment here. That's like an indirect. Maybe I should though, because there is some shadow information here that is kind of important. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. So now I'll just render a single frame and then check how this all of these look in the compositor. So let's just separate this like that. We don't really need any denoiser stuff, so let's turn that off. And also we don't need the Z depth either. Okay, so now we need to do an alpha over. So the foreground has to be on top, then the background. But actually, I think it makes sense to do the animated layer first, behind the foreground, and then we do the background, like this. And then we just preview it. Okay, I'll just do this in... let's actually... Okay, let's not have this connected so it doesn't render out the file. And then let's just do 100%, like 1080p render. What's your favorite episode? That's a good question. I mean, in terms of how funny it is, I would say the recent one is probably one of the funniest ones. But I don't know about horror aspect of it, and because like there's a lot of good ones. I guess like in terms of how horrifying it is, I would say Pen Pal is probably up there. I would say. Yeah, that would probably be my pick. But yeah, it's hard to choose because of how many there are. I'll just be right back while this is rendering. I think it's done. Now let's check how it looks. Oh, I had it set to single layer. That's... yeah, that's not good. Gotta re-render it now. Fanpro is a solid choice because it has a really good story, but also they make a lot of jokes, so it's enjoyable. Yeah. It's a good balance, I would say. Alright, I also wanted to reduce the emission from the buttons here. I think they're a bit too bright, so I'll just change that. I don't know what else to put here though, that's the problem. What time is it for you? 1 PM. Yeah, now it's rendering the background. Where I am, I need to go to bed. I mean, yeah, probably. Right, I also need to do this, and then there we go. Something is wrong with this, and I don't know what. I've been up doing college English homework with your stream in the background. That's rough. Good luck with that. I feel like this looks... Let me check. Well, to be fair, I gotta see it in DaVinci to be sure how this looks with the effects and stuff. But I do notice that the roughness is not really there anymore. And neither is the scratches, which is bad. Alright, I guess I'll, like, how could I really do this? Is what I'm thinking. Maybe if I, instead of using glass transparency, like, what if I render out a pass for the mask where like the roughness and the scratches are, and then I use that mask for the animated parts, which means I'll be able to have these behind the glass after the render. The whole reason why I'm even doing this is because, like, if I don't do this, then I have to render 250 frames of the entire scene, while I can just render only like these parts, which will take way less time. Just finished it, so I'm headed to bed. Have a good one and good luck on the background. I'll try to drop into another one of these when I get the chance. Thanks for tuning in, and have a nice rest. But yeah, I stream these like every week. So, plenty of time. Okay. So, let's try doing this then. So I'll take this one, which is the textures and stuff, like everything here. Alright, let's render the glass as is, with no mixing and everything. So I'll take this one. I'll do shader, or I guess AOV output, it's called. Let's take this, color 1, glass mask, I guess so. Okay, so now this one, this whole texture, is going to be in a pass, which means I can use it later in the render. But we just gotta make sure it's also selected here. We gotta call this the exact same name, like that. So now this is linked to this, which will show up in the render. So let's see. If I am not using any transparency, like this, which means I should also just enable the background here. Let me see. There we go. So this is how the render looks, obviously, like normally, with no transparency and stuff. So what if we just render that with no animated stuff, but then I use masks to put those animated stuff in there. Now, it's not really only the mask that I need though. I also need this information here of like these objects as a mask. So I think I could either do a shader AOV with this, or I could do a cryptomat, but I'm not really familiar with it, so I think I'll just do a AOV for this as well. Okay, so let's do this color ramp, then AOV. Let's call this window. Wait, what if I just do that? I mean, that should work, right? And then let's do... Actually, I could put these both in the same category, like that. I think this should work. I guess we'll see. Just make sure to have that here as well. Window. And let's also turn off the background layer. Turn this off. Okay. So now I'll just delete all of that. Just leave this. Okay. These two are the only ones we need. I'll just render the frame so I can see what's going on first. I think we set up everything correctly. Yeah, let's wait. I will probably need to add another mask manually later for the table and I guess interior of this, for the ivy specifically, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna appear like right here, since that's not really masked. But I'm pretty sure this should work. So I guess I should have also done the same for the rock over here. Okay, well, I'll do that. Just gonna test it first. Alright, I should have had the transparency for these. Forgot about that. Okay. Well, let me just check if this worked. Yep. Gotta definitely add these as well though. There's a bit of a gap going on. But that's easy to fix. Save. Take this. Hit there. We could just like put it on the stuff that needs to be masked. I mean, I think that's pretty easy to do. Wait, do these not? Oh. Yeah, I forgot to add material to this. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And let's also reduce this. Maybe like that. Okay. I'm sure this is not the most efficient way of doing this, but it works for me. Okay, so let's try that again, and this time with the transparency. Let's turn off the transparent glass, because we don't actually need it anymore. Okay, so this should work now, I think. Let's reload this and render. Okay. Yeah, it's for the most part what we need. Then we just gotta do next color. Let's mix these two. Okay. So since we have the animated parts here separately, now we can use this mask to do an alpha over. Okay, so like this. So right now we just see, well, we see the bird here, and we see the ivy, but the ivy and the bird are both over the, you know, the render. So we just take this now as a mask, and let's flip this one. Okay, so now they are behind, but I'm not quite sure why this is the way it is. Okay, so now that's also a problem. I have to add that there, but like, so the black areas are transparent now. Huh. Well, I mean, what if I just do this? I mean, I guess that works, yeah, sure. But, okay. Yeah, now we have like maintained. Oh wait, the rock, I forgot to put the mask on it. I'll do that now, as well as the buttons. But yeah, now at least we have the roughness information and everything on the glass, so that's good. Okay, let's just fix stuff real quick. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now it should be fine. So I might as well set this up now. For the render. I could maybe also have like this light right here animated, because like why not? Let me just check which one it is. Okay, so I think it's this one and this one. Pretty sure. Yep, it is those two. Alright, in that case, let's make a light group. Here. Let's do interior. And now we just go to here, take that. Okay, so now both of these have the same light group, which means we can use it later on in the render. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then now I just pick multi-layer EXR, ASSCG. Okay, then we just kind of add these inputs. There we go. And this one should be just one, basically. And now we just pick the destination. So this, okay, wait, that's the wrong one. Let's do R here, and then let's do A here. Okay, cool. Just delete that. Okay. Okay, so right now I'll just render one frame. Let's not use that for rendering. I'll just render this one in 4K. 200. There we go. Okay, let's start that. And after that's done, then we'll get to the animated layers. And after that, we just put everything in DaVinci, like build it, see how it looks, and that's it. That's the backdrop. Or, well, I guess then I have to also make the premiere sequence, but that takes like 3 minutes. But it's not really hard. This will be the longest part of this, basically, for the 3D part. Well, I guess the animations could also take some time. We'll see. But I don't know, I feel like they shouldn't take too long since they're like specific areas that we need to render, which aren't too many. I think I should, in DaVinci, I feel like I should have the beauty pass, aka like the built layers of like 3D parts, be separate from like the lens effects and the vignettes I have, because I think that could help it play back smoother, since there's no other nodes that are supposed to be processed. So I could try that. Okay. Blender crashed. Alright. Did it at least composite it? Nope. Okay, well, that's crazy. Alright, that's fine, I can just do it again. Let's render a single layer as well. And then, well, I guess that wouldn't really render anyway, if I had this ticked. Maybe let's delete this Maybe it's having an interference with it. I'll check. So let's render this again. Never had a Blender crash during the finish of the render. That's a new one. Well, at least the memory isn't the one causing it, so that's good to know. We'll see if it happens again. And if it does, then I don't know. I'll just find a way to fix it. I don't remember this taking this long yesterday. But it is what it is. I just saw the feather clipping. God dang it. Okay. It crashed again. The hell? Why though? What? Appending to a new file fixed it? What does that mean? Well, I guess maybe I'll just change the name and see what happens. And also, let's just do a test render for now at 25%, and also fix this. There, that should be fine. Alright, I'll just do a test render, see what happens. It seems that it rendered. Okay. Alright, now let's see what happens if I do the same name as before. What the hell? Alright, I'll just use a different name. That's fine. Third time's the charm. Let's try this again. Okay. It didn't crash this time, which is good. Alright, so now that's rendered. Yep, there it is. And now I need to render the animations, which are here. Let's turn this off. These don't really need to be like 512 on samples. We can do like 128. That's fine. And I don't think, well, I guess maybe some motion blur is okay. So we can have that turned on as well. Okay, so it took 10 seconds per frame, which means that if there's 250 frames, it's like 2500 seconds, and then that divided by 60, 40 minutes. Alright, well, it's not like I got anything else to do, so we'll just have to wait here. Wish I could have, like, I guess I have a plugin for an estimate, but it's not really working. But yeah, it's like we're at frame 8 and there's 250 frames to go, unless I did my calculations wrong. It's gonna take like 40 minutes. So just gotta wait here. Wish I could like do something else in the meantime, but like that's a bit too much for the PC to handle, I think. And also it would make the render times longer, so it's better to just let it do its thing, I think. But I mean, if anybody wants to ask stuff in the meantime, go ahead. Is this not fit in the frame? Or should it be? Yeah. Just looked weird for a second. Also, just to make sure that this is working, we are at frame 19 basically. Let it finish this, close it. I'll just check if this is working, just to make sure. Okay. Yep. Okay, that's good. Because the last thing I want to do is render an animation, thinking it's an animation, but it's actually just a still frame rendered 250 times. That has happened before. So I think the nest came out pretty well, I would say. I like it. what's going on here? Now it's done rendering. I was just waiting for the animation. Okay. I'll just turn on the monitor. I had it turned off in the meantime. It'll be faster since you use a third-party GPU renderers. What do you mean? Okay, I didn't mean to render whatever this is. Just blank, okay. Alright, so we gotta set this up now. Okay, that's fine. Alright, now, oh boy, everything is lagging. Let's do this here. So I will separate this from this. I'll just disable everything over here, aside from the media out, obviously. And then let's make another composition. Okay. Okay, so now I'll just do media in, and then I will set this to be background, I think. Okay. Wait, is everything lagging? With my mouse. Okay, what the fuck? Alright, let me just reopen it, see what happens. I can't wait for the day where I won't have to worry about any sort of technical issues while I work. Also, I think we're supposed to resize this. Resize, yep. That should be a bit better. Alright, and now let's do animated. Let's just put it here. Dude, I just lag in this area. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we'll see. If I had to guess, it's probably because of lens blur using like a specific type of bokeh. So I'll just maybe switch that. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so now I can go back here. Actually, wait, I was gonna add this here, there, the animated stuff. Now go back, make sure we have 250 frames. Which is right here. Okay, now let's check the frame interpolation. That's good. It's 30 FPS. Or not frame interpolation. What is it called? Interpretation. That's what it is. Okay, so now if we go here and we put this animation, pick this image. So now if I do it like this, obviously everything is on top of everything. So that's why I made or exported this and this. So now I should be able to, I should have just had them in one thing. Like, I think that would have worked well, but it's fine. Then I can do add, do nothing on the alpha. Let's do, where is this? There we go. So now we just kind of merge this one and then the other one. Okay. And then we just use this as the mask. Hold on, luminance. Yeah, okay. And then we just merge this back with this one in the background. Okay. So now this should be working. Yep. Take off this text out, actually. That's done. Okay, I think I'll just render this and see how it looks. with the animation because I can't really preview it properly as it is right now, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be done soon, and then we'll see how it looks. I haven't used the light pass that I rendered out, but I feel like maybe I won't really need to. Okay. And I just realized the IV is actually in front of this rock, which is bad. Fix that real quick. Okay, so I guess we can do like a white background with a mask. Okay. Oh, I think this is because... Okay. We gotta resize this actually to 4K. There we go. Okay, and then we plug this here, and that works. This also kinda looks weird, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that's that. I also forgot to add a bit of blur to everything. I could do that as well. That should be good, I think. Yep. Well, let's check this. Let's see how this goes. Preview. I like how the bird came out as well. Alright, I suppose I will just put this now in Premiere. I don't know why this is just like empty. There should be some files here. Right. Now we're just gonna check some text. Okay. Let's do the usual. Okay, that didn't work. Right. This looks pretty good already. I think, right? Let me see. Let me change the colors here on the monitor and see how it looks in different ones. Yeah, I think like this is readable, right? It's not like the background isn't really an issue. Maybe like in this area it's a bit problematic, but it's fine. I mean, I can just dim it pretty easily. Okay, so let's do that, and then let's do opacity. I like that much. Like, it's not too bad. Maybe 30. I think 20 should be good. Okay, so this is basically it. Very minimal animations, but it's just enough. The priority here is like not animations, but rather it has to be good for text. So it has to have minimal distractions, which I think this is basically perfect. Because yeah, this is animated and that's animated, but this one's like really tiny and then this is like really slow. So it's not gonna make your attention drift off during the reading. So I think this is good. Let's check if the end here is good. Yep. Okay, well, I think I'll end it here. I'm done, pretty much. So, thank you for watching. And believe it or not, I might actually stream tomorrow doing another CreepCast like backdrop. I was reading the next story in the meantime while I was waiting for the render. So yeah, we'll see. If not that, then I'll be working on client work. So yeah, that's that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.